Good afternoon, everyone. We have Coach Saleh. We may begin with questions.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, morning, afternoon, guys.
You
Recording in
do you have any
progress.
information on who your quarterback is going to be Sunday?
Yeah, we're looking for confirmation. Once Zach's doctors clear him, like we've talked about, he'll be ready to roll. But can't really define that until we get clearance from them.
When do you anticipate the doctors giving you thumbs up or thumbs down on him for this week?
Should be in the next 24 to 36 hours. Hopefully by the end of the month.
How does that work? You mentioned his doctors, so we know they're based in LA. Is that how does that simply sending an MRI to them with some technological stuff, or does he have to go to get a visit?
I wish I had that in. It's more just communication. You know, they've been keeping tabs with regards to his progress and his day-to-day activity, and there's been a lot of detail on his day-to-day activity. So it's just more communication than anything, I think.
Robert, as you guys will start to game plan in the next 24 hours, you'll be game planning. Will you proceed as if Zach is the quarterback, or will you kind of be waiting?
There's going to be some stuff. You've got your base game plan and how you do things, and then you make some. You start adding based on players and all that stuff. So there's plenty of time from a game planning standpoint to do what we need to do to get ready for Pittsburgh.
Robert, what has Zach done? I mean, we've seen some of it, and then obviously we leave. Has he done any more team stuff or not at all with that?
So he's been doing at the end of every practice, we have this thing called flight school, where we take all the practice squad guys and the third string guys who don't get as many team reps because you're so limited in the amount you can work during the season. And we have a 7-on-7 period. So he's been doing those 7-on-7 periods with all those guys and still getting the reps and working through drop back and progression and all the different things that we ask him to do.
Hey, Robert, defensively, the last couple of weeks, the Browns and the Bengals yesterday on their scripted stuff early on kind of came out at you pretty efficiently. Has there been a common denominator at all as you've been falling behind early?
Yeah, yesterday, the story with our defense right now is third down. Our first and second down defense is pretty good. Third down is we gave up all three of our touchdowns happened on third down. Just a critical mistakes at the most inopportune time. The first touchdown is 3rd and goal from the 12. Quarterback gets out of the pocket, scrambles, finds a guy at the goal line for a touchdown. Second one, on the third series, we got that third down that we're off the field in a 7-6 game where we're about to get the ball, but JFM, as we know, he has the penalty on the quarterback, extends the drive. We get to another third down, and they hit the crosser that goes 55 yards for a touchdown and a missed tackle. And then the third touchdown happened after the sudden change, 3rd and goal from the 5. Poor execution, 1 from a coaching standpoint, 2 from a communication standpoint. Just need to be better in those type moments. But right now, it's third down is an issue that we've got to get fixed. Otherwise, the structure of the defense, everything that's happening, the run game, stopping the run has been better than it was a year ago. Our first and second down defense has been better as a year, but we got to get third down fixed.
We were talking to DJ Reed afterwards last night or yesterday afternoon after the game, and he was talking about the need to maybe have a meeting with some players and coaches about the communication, because there have been you referred that, the Chase catch yesterday, and there was a miscommunication with Sauce last week. Is that what's going on there? Is that the newness of stuff? Is it player communication? Is it not getting directed from the coaches to the players well enough?
No, you know what? All 32 teams, there's going to be 6 or 7 miscommunications a game. It is what it is. There's a lot of different things happening. We've been unlucky on 2 occasions. It's throughout all 32 teams. Now, players feel things, and that's what DJ's feeling like. What he's feeling is there's 4 new faces in the back end, and communication is not at the level we need in terms of the way we talk to one another on the field. And to be honest with you, that's going to get better and better as the weeks go by, with regards to them understanding how they're going to play things, just being in the meeting rooms and talking through certain route concepts. So we're a lot better than we were a year ago, and they're only going to get better as the year goes on. And it's a new group that's playing together, and it's, so they're communicating actually pretty good for what you'd expect out of 4 new guys, and I'd anticipate that it's going to be a lot better as the year goes on.
Robert, another thing that DJ said, he said maybe we need to simplify things a little bit. Do you put any stock in that?
Yeah, players will speak to you with how they execute on the football field based on the layers of communication that are required per play. And as coaches, we can get ahead of ourselves with regards to checks within a call. And you always put your limit on 3. You don't want them thinking. You want them to set it, run it, and so yeah, we can bring it back down a notch so the guys can get comfortable. And as they get comfortable again, we can start adding back on. And so there's that balance. He's 100% right. I always refer back to 2019 with Fred Warner. And you got to find the balance with your players. And with Fred Warner back in 19 against Arizona on Thursday Night Football, I'll never forget it. We put a lot of checks on him because Kyler Murray could run the ball, and to this day that he'll probably tell you that was the worst game of his career because he was thinking so much and trying to talk and communicate. He just couldn't get it all across the board. And as a coach, I had to scale back for him and find that happy medium to get him back to where he can just play freely. So as coaches, we got to find that happy medium. Again, we're learning each other. We're only week 3 in year 2 with a bunch of new faces on defense, and everyone's learning each other. But like I said, we're going to find that happy medium, and it'll continue to get better from there.
Robert, how do you get past this point where you keep making, your guys keep making these backbreaking mistakes? It's like they'll be like you said, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 plays here, especially this week 1. Like, how do you get past that hump where you're not making those mistakes anymore?
No, I got you. It's time on task. It's time on task. It's reps. It's learning to sacrifice what you want at this very moment for what we're trying to achieve in the future. And we had the critical penalty with JFM on 3rd down where we get the ball, where we could have the ball 7-6 and possession. One of the ones that kill you, we're 11 minutes to go in the game. We're at the 10-yard line. We're inside the 10-yard line with a chance to cut it to a 1-score game with 11 minutes to go. And we're thoroughly in this football game, and we get that personal foul from Corey that pretty much knocks us out of any chance to score. And and those are 2 veteran players that know better. They're not trying to make those mistakes, but it happens. And that's where, as we get confident and we start rolling, it's we've got to earn the benefit of the doubt in those situations, and we've got to be able to play with play above the neck in those situations. But they're going to go away as time goes. Like I said, there's part of it's crappy luck. Like I said, there's 6 or 7 occasions every team is dealing with certain things where they can go one way or the other. We just got to find a way to not just be so darn snake bit where it explodes back in our face.
Robert, do you have an update on George Fant?
Yeah, George is dealing with the same knee. He's going to be day to day. We'll see how he comes out Wednesday, but he's dealing with the same thing.
Do you think at all that it might be a case he's been battling this for a while, right? You've been resting him in camp, you've been resting him in practice. It might be a case where you say, let's err on the side of caution, just give him a week off.
It could very well lead to that. Again, he's got today, tomorrow, and then and he's got the day off Wednesday, which is usually his day off is on Wednesday to make sure that he's just rehabbing, and we'll take it from there. But you're not wrong in that question there, Brian.
How tough a spot is it, that tackle position, right?
Yeah, you're down to your 4th and 5th guys. It's at this point in the season, you don't anticipate that, but I love the way Max Mitchell has come in and played. He's doing a really nice job. Durham came in and on short notice, he did an admirable job. Hopefully, if he has to step up again, I think he's played a lot of games in this league. So no one at the end of the day, no one cares. You got to line up, you got to play football, you got to protect the quarterback. LaFleur's got to find ways to protect the quarterback, and no different than we did against Cleveland. And I got confidence in the guys that will figure it out.
What about follow up on the tackle thing? With George, if he doesn't respond through the next couple of days, is IR a possibility at the end of the week? And also, Dwayne is eligible in another week to come off. How close is he to being able to play?
With regards to George, I don't know if IR is a possibility. That one's going to be more for the docs, Rich. As far as Dwayne's concerned, he's out there working. He's putting in all the work, and once he clears IR, we're going to get him back on the practice field and see where he's at. But again, day to day for him, but he looks good, and so excited for him to get the opportunity to see how he responds to everything.
We'll take a few more, Coach. A few more.
How about Quincy, Robert?
Quincy dodged a bullet, so he's dealing with an ankle, a high ankle sprain. It's going to be a week-to-week thing with him.
Robert, there was a lot made of leading into this game about how the Bengals struggled against cover 2. And I think I saw a stat on Twitter. I don't know if it's accurate, but somebody said that you guys only ran like 1 or 2 plays in cover 2. I guess what's the thought process there?
Well, it depends on how you like true cover 2. I think I define it as too high. I think we played 90% too high yesterday. You know, I get PFF looks at things differently. We have 2 pretty darn good corners. So we were, you know, the design of the system was to kind of make them throw, if you watch it, a lot of goal balls to the field against our corners yesterday, which we'll take all day if that's where his throw was. I think they ended up completing one of them on Sauce, that big one, which was actually 3 deep, caught us in 3 deep on the first play. But for the most part, we were too high, and the way we were playing it was trying to flood the zone through the middle of the field and out to the boundary, and forcing them to throw out to the field. So we played a lot of too high yesterday. It just doesn't, for PFF, if they don't see 2 clouded corners, they don't think it's cover 2. So sometimes those stats aren't always accurate.
Robert, it looked like you guys got pretty good pressure on Burrow yesterday, but he just kind of squirted free a bunch of times there. Is that lack in containment, or how do you look at that? Is that just bad luck? You know, how do you define that when you look at what you guys did?
You know, we've got that's part of the struggle with quarterbacks who can create off schedule. You've got 4 rushers trying to handle 6 gaps. And you know, our job to be able to rush with our eyes open, with vision on the quarterback, and be able to get off those blocks. And those were things that we just weren't doing a very good job of early. Obviously, we called that pressure, which set off Quinnen, which I love. And Quinnen had some opportunities later after that snap. I think Albert called 2 more pressures the rest of the game. I felt our D-line was getting a lot of pressure. We just couldn't corral him at certain times. But you know, after the explosive to Ahmad, felt like the defense really hunkered down and just did a really nice job giving the offense a chance to kind of chip away to get it to us. The 2-score game, 11 minutes ago with the ball at the 10-yard line where we had a chance. But again, it comes back down to 3rd down. You know, Mark, we're not executing on 3rd down. We're not getting the right calls on 3rd down. It's just not working for us right now. And we got to find an answer.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone. This concludes today's availability.
Recording stopped.